Glasgow is Scotland's biggest city, and it boasts some of the finest further education institutions in the UK. Glasgow Metropolitan College is the city's biggest college, with over 20,000 student enrolments and 500 members of staff. It recently piloted the newly developed SFEU Motivated College programme. The SFEU Motivated College programme has been developed from the work of Alan McLean, author of The Motivated School. The principal psychologist with Glasgow City Council, he has spent 7 years researching what motivates learners to learn, and has worked with the SFEU to adapt his material based on this research for use in Scotland's colleges.
The key thing for me in any learning environment is the teaching style or the lecturer's style, and by that, what I mean by that is how they present themselves, how they communicate their authority basically. And they do that through using the 4 classroom energizers, as I call it. The first one is engagement, which is basically show you care, show you're interested in the students, and kind of set the tone. The second one is stimulation, which is about basically your curriculum, and the key theme there for me is relevance. Relevance of activities is the key to kind of stimulate students. The third one is feedback, which is basically to show you believe in the students, and the key word there is information. But the fourth one, and the most important one in terms of motivation, is structure. And structure is initially establishing, I'm the boss, I'm in charge, this is where we're going. This gives kind of clarity of goals, sets limits, establishes authority, but the lecturer then has to transfer that authority, the power from the lecturer's authority to the student's autonomy. So you go from authority to autonomy.
Vice Principal of Glasgow Metropolitan College Janice Carson was responsible for overseeing the instigation of the programme to her institution. She explains how important the programme was in helping to identify key areas of motivation across the college.
Glasgow Metropolitan College has come through quite a challenging period. We're 2 years post-merger, and that has meant a huge amount of change for staff. New policies and procedures, new leadership styles, for some staff, new roles and responsibilities. We recognise that morale and motivation are key factors in learning and teaching, and therefore the programme, the project, the SFEU project, Motivated College, came along at just the right time for us. We'd all read the management theories on motivation, but Morag Kerr's interpretation of Alan McLean's work on the Motivated School really seemed to offer us an ideal opportunity, a shared vocabulary that we might use, a framework, if you like, that we might use to look at the factors that influence motivation both for our staff and for our students.
The programme has 4 development strands which encompass working with senior managers, lecturers, support staff and students in the college. These strands can be adapted to suit the particular structures of individual colleges, but involvement of staff at all levels and group of students is essential to the effective delivery of the programme. These staff and senior management sessions showcase the dynamic platform on which the Motivated College programme operates.
From the position I've got in the college, I've thought quite a lot about motivation, and in past lives have run motivation workshops, but it was really good to have a kind of fresh model, and a model that I think is quite instinctive and easy to understand.
Students too are energised with lively activities that question their motivations, like this.
Okay, I'm going to explain our activity and what we're going to do. We've got a nice white line down the middle here, and I'm going to ask you questions or make statements. And what I want you to do is, if you agree with it, the answer to the question is yes, or you agree with the statement, I want you to step up to the line. If you don't agree with it...
The Step Up to the Line exercise involves engaging students with a series of questions which initially seem insignificant, but which increasingly become more in line with their motivations and things they have in common with other students. These students explain why the workshop worked for them.
For me, I think the most important thing was just how to keep my focus, because you can be motivated, and at times you can lose that motivation. It's just how to keep your focus.
I think I learned a lot about myself and the fact that I'm not always the most motivated person, like naturally, but I learned that I've got to look to the future and think about all the stuff I'm learning, and that it is important to keep going, and that kind of drives me on and pushes me on to do the work instead of just watching the TV or whatever.
I think one of the things that came through in the programme was the universal need for feedback, both for staff and for students, for managers at whatever level they're operating at within the college. There's a need for that recognition that what you're doing as a manager, as a staff member, as a tutor, as a lecturer, as a student matters in some way.
While the Motivated College programme is merely a tool to complement the need for ongoing development within institutions, Glasgow Metropolitan College has given its full backing to this exciting model for motivation.